when I was standing in the back of, okay, here we go. When I was standing in the back of the room um, during Reverend Kathy's meditation, there was a moment that just, I just opened my eyes and looked around the room. And I just want you to know um, all the light that I saw. Light. Um, just emanating from all of you, like, you know, light. And it reminded me that in many different ways, Dr. Holmes has told us and explained and been supported by ancient teachers from East and West of the power of a group, the power of a collective consciousness for a specific purpose is a force that it's a force to be reckoned with. It's a force that will demonstrate the vision for the highest and best for all. And I know that in our world, in our country, in our town, in our homes, I know that that is happening. When I feel somewhat off my center, I remember that. I remember that I am not alone. The theme for October is cherishing the human family. And the idea of cherishing the human family, all family, does not leave the plants and the animals and the mountains and the stars. It doesn't leave all that out. It's just focusing right now on an aspect of what God demonstrates, creates and demonstrates in the world as spiritual beings having a human experience, humans in form. And isn't that one of the most beautiful blessings that we have and our biggest challenge? Because as Andy Tureen said to me one time, and it's a quote, when I say it, you can, if it's on the top of your head, feel free. But it was something like, wouldn't life be wonderful if there weren't any people? Or, all my problems would go away if there weren't any people. Do you know what I'm talking about? Yeah. So there's a very powerful person that quoted that. So, yeah, that said it as, yes. Okay, don't distract me. That's too easy to do. So, cherishing the human family brings us back to the point that we're one. And the value, the attribute that we're working with is unity. We are one. Oh my gosh, we hear it over and over and over again, don't we? Yeah. And as I was thinking, before I got into the preparation, or the preparation was happening for me, what kept coming to my mind is the Melissa Felipe's chant. There is only one of us. In your eyes it's me I see. There is only one of us. You are my reflection. There is only one. And just probably like you right now, I was feeling how wonderful and how beautiful that is. And then I thought, but what about the reflections of the ones that aren't? But the chant says there is only one of us. You are my reflection. Now, I used for this talk pretty much the book of the month, The Principle of Oneness. And I'm not going to be needing to open the book and refer to it, but because I've got it all in my notes. But I like this book a lot. This is a book that you can read from beginning to end. It's a book that you can look down the table of contents and choose the chapter that you want and read that and get all kinds of juicy quotes to that support what he is trying to say. It is frank. It is straightforward. It has the potential to hit you right in the eyes. And so I want to share with you a quote from, I kept moving it around in my preparation. Nope. Okay, guess it doesn't want to be said right now. Yeah. One more look. Oh, that's really interesting. I bet I cut it and pasted. I cut it and didn't put it. Okay, I know exactly where it is. I'm nervous this morning. Ugh. I know. I won't be. I know you do. Yes, page 48. Okay. Speaking of being direct and frank. Know that you are God, universe, and that anywhere you aim your consciousness, you create reality in one of the infinite physical and non-physical realms of consciousness. It all begins with thought. We've heard that. But it also begins with contemplation, with prayer, with dreaming. With plans, all the plans that you make. With desires or any method of focusing your consciousness. If you wish to praise or blame God, the universe, or anything else that you see or experience for something, you should do it in a mirror. It is you, has always been you, because you are in charge. Now, over the years, many people have told me, oh yeah, I came to that church at one time, but they talk way too much about responsibility. Serious. But little by little, isn't it so that all the experiences that face us, we come to the place, little, by desperation or by inspiration, by trying all kinds of other methods, we come to the place where when I say, this is about me, there is no one here thinking and saying and feeling the things that I'm feeling other than me. Now, there's actually nothing wrong with saying it in the mirror, knowing that you have the power. A friend of mine reminded me recently of a process that they use in psychology, where you set up a chair, an empty chair, and you talk about forgiveness. You imagine the person in the chair, and you sit there, and if you like, you can stand there and tower over them and go like this. And I mean, seriously, the point is that we are designed to be emotional, to have emotion. Emotion is what moves mountains in our life. Emotion is the fuel and the energy that that has the power to implode, to manifest through our desires and our dreams. Can you imagine having a dream without any emotion or feeling behind it? No, we can't. So when I think about there is only one of us, in your eyes, it's me I see. I think about this other aspect, and the question that comes to my mind is, so who am I? Who am I? When we sing that song and we're moved and opened to an expanded state of being, there is only one of us. You are a part of the universe. In your eyes, it's me I see. There is only one of us. You are my reflection. We have a sense of who we are. But in actuality, the same exact thing is going on when we are judging. That's why he suggests to us to look in the mirror, to say our judgments and our complaints in the mirror so that we can see where the seed is. So we can see where the reflection is coming from. And so that we can be remembering that we are in charge. I am in charge. I, as Dr. J. Scott Neal says, am a mighty moving power of God. I don't feel nervous when I say that. I feel strong. I feel powerful. I know it is the truth. And if you've never tried the empty chair or complaining in the mirror or getting in your car and letting it all out, I suggest you try it. It's incredibly freeing. So who are you? Well, you're part of the universe. Every aspect of the universe is in you. The universe is a spiritual system. I love it when you say, I am a center for spiritual living, because that's the truth. I am a center for spiritual living. And every aspect of the universe, it's infinite love, it's divine peace, it's nature of wholeness and goodness, nothing lacking. Even to the extent that Jesus spoke and said, know ye not that you're gods. Amazing how he walked, and the teachings that we have today from him, that in the midst of the chaos that people were living in, no matter what their poverty, even the lepers, symbolically, the story of the lepers, he said, all are in Christ. The divine potential of the human being, it's always there. And by know ye not that ye are gods, he's saying, turn within, look within. It's the Father, it's the Mother, it's the Christ principle, it's the seed of your belief. This is who we are. The universe creates by cause and effect, as do we. So, many teachers, but Dr. Holmes comes to mind, says, hey, if you've outgrown something, if something's not working for you anymore, get a bigger idea. It's that simple. Get a bigger idea. A bigger idea means that we open and we begin to remember that we are the very essence of love and creativity, and that my desires and my dreams are already Spirit's manifestation. Saying, hello. So how often do we get off our to-do list and spend time just dreaming? Feeling around in our consciousness, feeling around in this spiritual system, this center for spiritual living that has no boundaries and no edges, that knows absolutely and with certainty who it is. How often do we really, really get down into that? And I thought, oh, wow, that's a lot. That's a lot to do. And one day, when I was living in Yuba City and getting ready for a class, I opened the Science of Mind magazine. And you know how they always have Dr. Holmes' article in the magazine? And I just looked at the first couple of paragraphs, and he said, it's like he was speaking to me. And he said, no, Christine, all you need is 51%. Just get 51% on the side of belief in what you want to see happen. It doesn't even have to be the whole thing. So when it comes to cherishing the human family and this idea of unity and oneness and being able to get right with what we see, it doesn't mean living in denial. It doesn't mean that at all. It means that if we get all I'm going to just talk about me. When I get all charged up about it, it's about me. When I get all charged up about it, I have given away my power. When I get all charged up about it, that's good, because I have the opportunity we always have the opportunity to make a new choice. And sometimes, when appropriate, to let go of the idea that, oh, this is so awful and it's all on me to fix it. What am I going to do? Unity, oneness. What do? We move back into oneness. We move away from separation. I accept that my life and all life is God. I feel the divine presence of oneness pulling me into a growing and greater expression of who I am. Each one of us already have that idea within us, do we not? So the question is, what am I not paying attention to? What dreams and desires that express wholeness and greater living and love and life, what dreams and desires are in me as seeds that are awaiting my nurturing that seed? And how do we nurture it? in Reverend Kathy's meditation. She said it so many times. Any guesses? Love. Love. Love it into being. Love how you want to feel into being, into expression. Wherever it is that we see lack and limitation in ourselves, that's the opportunity to practice what Jesus said, which was pluck it out, the reflection. It's my reflection in someone else's eyes. And if I'm faced with a situation that I don't know how to handle, sit with it. Remember who we are, who you are. Be patient with yourself, with the situation. Be kind. Be at peace, which we can do because we know that what we're actually doing is calling on the higher power that is already in us. Jesus said, ask, but ask with the consciousness of believing that the answer is there. I remember one day I was living in Paradise and I was driving down here to give a talk. This was so long ago. And I had this really incredible white suit. I just loved it. I bought it at Buttons and Bows in Paradise. And so I'm going down, and I was really nervous. And I had coffee in the car. Yeah, you got the picture. Had to go home. Fortunately, I wasn't even halfway down the Skyway. But I had to go home and I had to change. And when I got in the car, I felt the same energy. And there was something that came to me. I think I had heard a teacher say it recently or something. And I knew that what was bubbling up in me was fear. Fear that I wasn't enough. Fear that I wouldn't know who knows? Fear, basically, that I wasn't enough. Belief in limitation. And so driving down the hill in my new set of clothes, I just came to a moment where it really made me mad. And what came out of my mouth was, "Get thee behind me, Satan." Evil, backward living, false beliefs. That's the only Satan in the world. And many people are suffering from it. And we get to be reminded that it takes 51% to tip the collective consciousness. When we adopt the viewpoint that there is nothing that exists that is not part of you, that there is no one who exists that is not part of you, that any judgment you make is self-judgment, that any criticism you level is self-criticism, you will then wisely extend yourself to the nature of unconditional love that will be the light of the world. That's Harry Palmer, who established Avatar. We know from the little plants in the ground that they must be loved and nurtured and cared for. We know that babies die if they are not loved and nurtured and held. Our dreams whatever they may be, physical or non-physical, something in actual form, or I want to live more in peace. I want to be calm and serene. We know that how close are we from I want to I am? How often do you speak out loud what you want to experience, so the you that is listening can hear it? I know for an absolute fact that all the things that each one of you desire and dream for is simply a greater expression and demonstration of who you are. More of spirit and form. And so we want health, and we get all, twisted around and focused on what's not happening and how is this healing going to take place. Or we have some kind of a relationship going on in our lives that we're just very concerned about, and we have so many opinions and judgments and thoughts about the way that it should be. Or we're really concerned about our finances, and we just don't know what to do about it. Or we're having issues at work. Or there is no work, and that's an issue. Speak it out loud what you want. Speak it out loud until it begins to show up in conviction. Speak what you want and then move to the I am that I am consciousness. Because the one that is speaking what your desire is the God within you as you. Who is speaking? You are the universe. The universe is this spiritual system that is so intricately designed and so perfect and so harmonious and unified with itself that when we move into our dreams and desires, we're not our body anymore. The desire is the energy that is manifesting out of us, and we become patient. We become patient because then we feel patient. We become kind to ourselves and to our human family. We become more compassionate about all of the challenges and the situations that people are dealing with. We remember that what we think, what we know, what we say, that the seeds that we plant about it have an effect. Especially when there is feeling behind it. You belong to the universe in which you live. You are the one with creative genius back of this vast array of ceaseless motion, the original flow of life. You are as much a part of the sun, the earth, and the air. There's something telling you this. Something like a voice echoing from some mountaintop of inward vision, like a light whose origin no human has seen. Like an impulse welling up from an invisible source. Your soul belongs to the universe. Your mind is the outlet. our human family is awaiting our recognition of the truth of who they are. When I stood back there and I opened my eyes, I saw the light coming from each one of you. And we draw into our experience by divine right action, by the universal law of cause and effect, those that need our light. Not to fix them, not really even to help them, but to see them, to look beyond appearances, and to see who they really are. And so I invite you to close your eyes for a moment. And to just breathe into that vast, infinite space, and from that vast, infinite space that knows nothing other than the truth of who you are. To know that you have the power to calm the wind, to bring peace to the water, simply by remembering who you are. And so in your own way, I invite you to imagine yourself as the earth. For the truth is, I am the earth. To feel the ground of being and the roots of your life, of your awareness, of your God self that reaches down into the invisible aspects of the earth, that moves through the crust and the mud and the moss and the rich soil. This is our foundation. I am the earth. And then bring your attention to the sun. The sun, the light, represented by the sun, that is always shining. No matter what moves in front of it, no matter what shadows it portrays, it is the sun. It is the light. And that is who I am. I am the sun. Can you breathe into that idea? I am the sun. I am the energy that warms my desires. And then allow your image to move to the moon. To the moon that is full of the energy of light. A light that sparkles and lights the planet Earth. A light that is always shining, whether we can see it in a physical world or not, or even whether we can see it in our lives. I am the light. I am dancing across the universe. I am expressing the joy and the energy, the vibration of this iridescent light that lifts me out of the idea that I am not enough. And in the consciousness of this light, I share it with those that I meet. The more I give it, the more that I have, because it's infinite. And I am the stars. All of the millions, billions, trillions, and beyond stars that sparkle and sprinkle the planet, the universe. Every star, a demonstration of this thing that we call God. God, in which the universe is a demonstration. Spirit, divine mind, if infinite energy. I am the stars. And gently bring yourself back to your body. Back to the physical being that you know as yourself. And bring the energy of the earth, of the sun, of the moon, of the stars into your body and accept that it's already in your body expressing. Allow its wholeness to move through your physical body and to bring aright that which is awaiting the recognition of what it is. Know that you are a beautiful, beautiful being in whom the spirit of creation is awesomely pleased. And in gratitude, release all of this energy out into the universal mind, the place from which it came and arose within you, and know that you are the human family, that you are loved, you are cherished, and in gratitude we release it, we allow it, we accept it to be so, and together we say, and so it is.